Pleasure to be joined by Mr. Double-Double himself, Kyle Frelow. Kyle, hey, just a great weekend for not only the Lumberjacks, but individually as well. Got to feel good. You played great, and your team is now playoff bound.
Yes, sir. It's a testament for myself, just all the work I put in. Just taking pride in rebounding, helping my team just get extra possessions. And then as far as us as a team, it just feels good to get back in the winning category. We had a couple vital losses that we feel like could have been some wins this past couple weeks, but it feels good just to win.
Let's start with the rebounding. I mean, you're not the biggest guy out there. You're not the tallest guy out there, but you just have a nose. I feel like I've watched you enough now. When the ball is in your vicinity, you're like a vacuum cleaner. Where'd you learn this skill?
I just been a rebounder like my whole basketball career, really. Just every time somebody asks me what's the best thing you do, I say rebounding. So I just take pride in that, and then it just feels good, just to get the ball, turn it, get it back another bucket, or kick it out to a guard for another shot.
How early on the shot can you tell and anticipate where a ball's going to come when it comes off? Because I'm pretty sure you've got an idea before that ball hits the rim.
Yeah, I can kind of tell with my teammates, I've been around them all year, so I can kind of tell when the shot's not falling or when the shot's kind of off. And then and it's kind of just positioning yourself too. Like if a ball's shooting from the right corner, it's most likely the miss is going to go opposite. So it's just kind of just knowing that and then just being there early.
Hardest one to get an air ball? I mean, from the years I've seen, it's like a missile coming out of the sky, a little too. All right, tell me, how many years have you been practicing your spin move when you start on the right, you work your way left, and finish with the left hand?
A lot.
I mean, I feel like it could be like on, a video game. Just try, Frelow on it.
A lot. In the summertime, when it's just me individually with my trainers, a lot of spin moves, a lot of touch, and just a lot of counter moves, really, just to get the easier shot.
What dictates, 'cause, we're not athletic like you, when you're in the air, whether you're going to put it right back there, or you're going to hit the ground and go back up?
Depending on really where the ball is, like where I catch the ball, and if I can just tip the ball back in, or a lot of times when I'm rebounding, it's me against like 2 or 3 people. So it's really just getting the ball and then getting it back out, unless they all just scatter, but majority of the time, depends.
One of the things that's been with this team, it's been obvious, and Coach pointed it out at the beginning of the year. He said, JB, when we out-rebound people, we're going to beat people.
Yes.
They missed you against Stan State. How much did it hurt for you to sit there and watch that game in street close?
I hate sitting out games for one. My whole life, I've never sat out a game. That was the very first one. Since high school, I never sat out a game ever. That was the first one. So it kind of hurt, but the team was playing great.
But they missed you.
They missed.
That's the beauty of this team. You guys all have your own pieces. None of you guys are duplicates.
Yeah, no, it hurt a little bit just knowing that I could help them, just 2 extra layups for me and 2 extra rebounds for me, we get a win. So it just hurts knowing that I just wasn't there.
But it's got to feel a little sweeter when you come back, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That East Bay game, you guys took them. I mean, that was just a whooping.
Yeah, for one, we owed them one because we lost here, so we owed them one, and then 2, it was just we just needed to win. We hate losing, and it's just time to get back in the winning category.
Talk about this group just coming together. You've got a lot of talk goes to the young guys, and K1, Caleb kind of seems like he is your floor general. But talk about yourself. I mean, you are senior. You're the elder statesman on this team, and to me, a guy who sure looks like he leads by example.
Yeah. For me, I try to be open, especially with the young guys or just anybody. I've been in 3 different schools, 3 different programs. I've seen a lot of different basketball, so I just try to be the guidance and just, coach gets on guys, but I try to be the good guy and keep the guys accountable and just knowing that if they're gonna make mistakes, and we're all gonna make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time, and it's okay, and then we just gotta move on from that.
For the freshmen, clearly this is the first time they've had a chance to play for anything, and for you and Caleb, you're at Division I. You came here, and I mean, starring roles is an understatement. How much fun is it as a group to be, playing for not just yourselves, you're playing for, a chance to win a championship?
Yeah, for one, it feels good to bring the winning culture back to here. Coach talks about it all the time. I see the pictures, how the gym used to be packed in here, how Final Fours, NCAA games. So it feels good to bring the winning culture back. And then for me, it feels good just to contribute to the winning. And then now that we're going to the playoffs, we have a chance to get us some jewelry, get us some ring and stuff.
What would you say to guys? I mean, obviously, I get it. You grow up in your whole life, you want to be D1. You want to be D1. Well, here you're thriving in a Division II. What would you say to guys that say, hey, there's nothing wrong with Division II either?
Yeah, I started at D2. There's nothing wrong with it. Humboldt D1 campus. It's just the only difference is the different competition and physicality, but there's nothing wrong with it. The way everything was working out, the portal, take who wants you. That's one thing I learned in the portal. Go where you want it.
And as the great Drew Peterson always said, big time is where you're at. Final question. How good can this team be? What are your guys' focus? I mean, these 2 games, you're already into the tournament. How do you make sure you don't get complacent and are playing hungry and a chance to not only get yourself a better seed, but momentum to San Marcos?
Yeah, these 2 games we're going to have to use as a tune-up for sure. We owe Sonoma 1, and we just got to beat San Marcos again. This is our last 2 home games. So
This is it?
This is it. So we got to go out with a bang for sure. And then then we travel again next week, and then it's just mainly just staying.
That's on you.
Yeah.
You just keep winning, and you keep playing basketball.
After this week is when they go home.
And don't forget, no excuses not to come on a Saturday. Free for everyone. Mr. Double Double himself, Kyle Frelow. Appreciate your time as always, man.
Appreciate you.
Back with head coach Chris Tift right after this.